Welcome back, everybody. I hope y'all had a fantastic weekend, and we are here for the first live segment of the week. This is Breakfast with Dr. Kojo. I'm in the kitchen, so we have the right environment for the breakfast setting. And we're going to talk about 3 tips to survive the ADHD medication shortage. And I got some tips for y'all today. And I'm just coming off the ABC 7 morning segment show on TV where we talked about a lot of these things, but the majority of you all are probably not in Southern California and or Los Angeles, so we will talk about these things again. But before we start, use the comment section to let me know what your name is, where you're checking in from, and let's go ahead and get it. Let's get it. Jacqueline is here first. Jacqueline from Missouri. What's up? Morning. Hope you're doing great. And this is my little blurb right here. If you're new here, my name is Kojo, and I post about mental health, comedy, and education. Feel free to stick around, which is just my way of saying please stick around. All right, so we got Paige Holder from New Hampshire. I think that's NH. We got Danielle from Flint, Michigan. Amber in Illinois right now. Kelly in Maryland. Charo, good morning, good evening from Manila, the Philippines. All right, we got love from the Philippines. What's up? Melissa from Maryland. Debbie from Southampton. Paige, what's up? My back is better. Thank you so much for asking. My back is better. I had never had back pain like that again. I used to be able to play basketball for hours as a kid, and now I'm like, ooh, see me cracking my back right there. I have to like monitor my back. Like it's weird. I'm not used to this. Maryland in the house. Thanks for reveals. I jumped into therapy. I guess I'm doing okay. I have an appointment today. Hey, congrats. I cannot see your name, but congratulations on getting that therapy appointment. Robin from Toronto, Canada. We got Bianca from Bavaria, Germany. Say checking in from London. What's up? Central Virginia. How come you have nothing on your kitchen counters? Well, Pamela, I don't cook. I like to keep the place clean and like empty. I don't know. It's just a me thing, I guess. Anita from Norway. Papri, what's up? Aisha from Baltimore. Lena from Portland. Oh, yeah, there's a shortage. A lot of people have been struggling to get their ADHD medications. So we're going to talk about it. So I'm gathering we have serious shortage problems in Maryland. It's been some... So I don't think that... I'm just speaking for those of us here in America. I don't think that we are equipped to deal with adult ADHD and the influx of all these people who are being diagnosed and needing medications. So I think we got to make some more meds, right? I'm from England, just started ADHD medication. Yes, you think the shortages will be worldwide? Natalie, I hope not. I hope if we can kind of, adjust to supply and demand, we'd be okay. I think I got like a C+ in economics in high school. So I'm not the best with supply and demand, but I do know that with supply and demand, when there's a lot of demand for something and there's not a lot of supply, that thing is either super expensive or only a certain group of people get it. So when we're talking about ADHD medications, which is, what I consider to be a life-saving measure, we have to figure out what we can do to help out, right? Good morning, Serena from Colorado. We got Vanessa from Elizabeth, New Jersey. Chi-Town in the house, New Jersey. Lysandra from Alabama, been visiting parents in Texas. What's up, Lysandra? I got it wrong the first time, my bad. I'm struggling. I tried Certera and not really nothing the same as Adderall, and I'm realizing I have so literally my life is falling apart around me. There's not enough Xanax in the plan. So, Mary, we will talk about this in just a second because you said that nothing is the same as Adderall. I think, in my opinion, Adderall is probably one of the stronger medications that we have for ADHD, and it's been just from what my patients have told me, I think it's a tad bit stronger than Ritalin, so just going from Adderall to Ritalin, it could be difficult. I do understand that, but hopefully we can tap into our coping skills and figure out what we need to do in the meantime. India in the house, everything is hiding in the closet until he gets done. A week. No, I wish. I'm not even that organized. Like put everything away and then put it back. Uh, Rome, what's up? How you doing, my guy? Yes, sir. And tuna. Yeah. So this is another ADHD medication that, you know, nobody really talks about. This is like the first line option for ADHD, and it's not the first line option, but it can be effective for a lot of people. And that's just one of the many options that we have. And on that note, that brings me to my first point. Mickey Ficky, that's the first point right there, right? All right. So number one, 3 tips on how to survive the ADHD medication shortage. Ask your doctor about different options, right? Ask your doctor about different options. So if we really want ice cream, right, on a Sunday, but actually Chick-fil-A is a better example. If we really want Chick-fil-A on a Sunday, and there's no Chick-fil-A open because it doesn't open on Sunday, what are we gonna do? We have to figure out what the next best thing is. Maybe you take the family to Arby's, to Wendy's, or to McDonald's, or whatever, right? But on this particular day, we cannot have Chick-fil-A, and that's fine, right? So if you want your Adderall, your Vyvanses, your Ritalins, whatever you were taking before, Concerta, whatever the case is, and you cannot get it, we may want to try different things, because something else could be better than nothing, right? 2, 3 is better than 0. Just something's better than nothing. So we may not want to switch, because nothing sucks more than finding. Leilani, what's up? Leilani is one of the moderators, and she's here. Morning. Nothing is worse than like finding, especially when it comes to medication management. Like you finally figure out the meds for you, and then you're good. You no longer have to get it adjusted or whatever. You just go to your appointments, and they just give you what you need, right? Just check in, make sure everything is good, and then just renew it. Nothing is worse than going and you have to switch up your meds, and you have to get comfortable with a new medication list, right? But sometimes you do have to switch. Chris was saying my 5-year-old son takes Garfacine, and it helps him out so much, right? So there's so many different things that we can do, and it's just best to not just let the ADHD be untreated. If you were medicated beforehand and you have a chance to get meds, right? Caden says, I'm in California. It's been so bad. I've had to change my son's meds like 3 times within a few months. So, Caden, thank you for sharing. I appreciate your transparency. And for those people who don't know, it has been that bad. Yeah. And having to change meds 3 times within a few months is not fun at all. So, actually, let's go ahead and give a double love of the show to not only you, but your son, because this is not easy, and y'all been doing your best to manage. And you're still managing, and you're on the show. So I got to give you a love of the show right there. Luis from Puerto Rico, living in Kentucky. Luis, welcome to the stream. I was doing bupropion. Other name is Wellbutrin. It was giving me bad side effects for a few hours. So once again, side effects happen with meds. It's just a part of life, right? You're going to get side effects of medications. So a lot of times when it happens, a good thing to do is to go back to your doctor, your provider, and let them know. And sometimes you might forget what the side effect was. So what I recommend to people is, if something weird happens while you're taking a medication, just grab your phone, right, and then write down, okay, this happened, boom, boom. And I started taking this new medication on a Monday, and on Wednesday I had some weird side effects, or my mouth was dry or whatever, right? And then you take it back to your doctor. A lot of times then they'll say, oh, this is something that you get with this type of medication, or this is not expected. And then they can dive into that a little bit more. Amber Fox says, it's because of you and your videos outside diagnosis in my life. Yeah. Yeah, Amber. Yeah. Love the show to you right there. I love seeing those comments, and for me, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I like seeing this too much, but look, before you do anything, it's super scary, and a lot of people, I get one of the most common questions I get, people say things like, oh, I got diagnosed with ADHD or whatever the case may be, depression, bipolar, or something like that, right? And I started taking this medication, but I feel a little bit bad about having to rely on meds, or I'm not sure what's going to happen if I take this medication. And look, before you do anything in life, it's super scary. Like the first time that you learn how to drive, right? Think about when you first merge into the highway. for the first time. Like you thought you were gonna like crap your pants. Like that's how I was. I remember driving. It was around like Auburn, Alabama, when my cousin learned how to drive, and I'm on the highway for the first time, and I'm freaking out. I'm sweating. I drove like 4 or 5 miles, and I got off the highway, and I gave him the car back. I'm like, all right, the first time that you kissed a girl, or the first time you went to a dance, or the first time you did anything, you were super scared, right? So let's say you get diagnosed with ADHD late in life, and they give you Concerta or Adderall or whatever. The first time you take the pill, you're like, is it gonna change my personality? This is scary. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Right? It's gonna be scary, right? But I love comments like this because when people see this, it lets them know that okay, all right, it's gonna be scary, but I can find out I can seek out a provider, I can get a diagnosis, and I can get the help. And yes, it's gonna be scary. I'm not gonna lie to y'all today, not any other day, but it can be so worth it. It can change your whole life. Keep in mind, this is the most treatable mental health condition. And stimulants, in my opinion, are the best meds that we have for any psychiatric condition. So it's an absolute slam dunk when we get the help that we need. Aaron, what's up? What's up? How you doing? You are on the live stream. We're on a little bit later than normal, but we're still here. Normally we start this thing at 6 a.m. PST, so 7 o'clock in Kansas City, 8 o'clock a.m. in like Nashville, and 9 o'clock a.m. in like Atlanta, Georgia, New York. All right. And Leilani, no problem. I appreciate you. I'm really struggling trying to fill my prescription. No one within an hour drive has them, and I hate it. So, Mike, I'm seeing a lot of people who are struggling with this, and it's difficult. And I've been doing my best to try and wrap my head around a potential solution. And of course, like I said, number one is see if you can find an alternative. But it is frustrating when, let's say, they switch you from Vyvanse or Adderall or whatever the case is, and then the alternatives are out of that too, right? So sometimes it does become a case of I live in this city, or I live in an area where I cannot get the meds, and then we have to tap into tips 2 and 3 that I have here. So I have tips for when you can't get the medications, but hopefully you can just get the meds, right? But if you can't get it, I got tips to help you out. I'm finally on medicine and getting some things done. Yeah. Love the show to Candace. For me, it was like giving me bad mood side effects. Everything was pissing me off and feeling spaced out like I was high. That's not what's really supposed to happen with these meds. But if that's what happened to you, it's good that you remember that and you can let your provider know. It's a really good thing that you can like spell out everything that happened. My son's ADHD, autism have been having to go with that because it's so hard to get the appointment to get med change, and then the dosage is taken down to a very low dose. Michelle, I know it's so difficult. Like I see that stuff all the time, and I keep trying to think of. I'm a solution-based person, so when I don't have solutions, I get frustrated myself. Not only not fun, but not that healthy. By the time the body adapts to new meds, and you have right, and it's unnatural to have somebody. It's unnatural to switch meds so often like that when you're stable. Now, if you haven't figured out like a medication regimen for you, okay, we're mixing and matching. But when you're stable, it's really unnatural to be going like, all over the place. I've heard magnesium has been helpful. Magnesium is helpful. Of course, you got to talk to your doctor and all that, but magnesium is helpful for a lot of things, mood being one of them. How can I figure out what's the right dose? So, Eric, normally this is through trial and error, by talking to your provider, and you'll try a certain dose of something, and if it's not working, a lot of times you may have to go up. Sometimes they'll do drug holidays, or they'll do like maybe you'll go a period of time without the medications. So when I take it again, it works like that. I've had success with microdosing on psilocybin. However, it's not accessible in every state. So there's a lot of good evidence that actually shows that psilocybin, there's some positive mental health benefits from it. But like you said, it's not accessible in every state. And I can't wait for the day that we can like maybe prescribe psilocybin or figure out how to regulate it, because people are microdosing themselves. So when you take anything, when you play doctor for yourself, you have to be responsible for whatever happens. But psilocybin, there is evidence behind it. There's definitely evidence behind it. All right, let me see. Okay, I clicked that already. What if I want to be treated with pharmaceuticals? What other ways can we treat ADHD and depression? Maybe more natural alternatives. So, Lena, I'm happy that um, you asked that question. So I'm going to put the second tip in here. Well, it's really the third tip, but I'm going to skip to that one and put this in here because you're looking for some natural alternatives. I got you. And Rome says medication is the truth, the light, and the way. I agree. Because I love the show for that because there's so much stigma against the meds. So much, but that could be the life-saving thing that you need. All right, right here. So someone said natural alternatives, without medications. Here we go. One thing you can do to survive the medication shortages, the hacks, right? So real quick, you may have heard this before if you've been on a live stream, but what are some things that we can do to help manage our ADHD that does not include taking medications? There's a couple of things. ADHD hacks. Eating a high protein breakfast is super important. It's paramount in the morning, right? I always tell everybody to get a high protein breakfast. And me and the guys at the gym, we joke because now they're all following my diet, right? Now they all have ADHD like me, but I've told them that, all right, I got ADHD, so I have to eat these foods. I don't eat, the synthetic food dyes anymore. I've cut that out. Processed foods, I've cut that out. It helps me think better. My focus is better. My mood's better. So I follow more so what we can call a high protein, high fiber diet. So I joke with the guys. So anytime I come in, they'll be like, high protein, high fiber. That's a diet that I follow. It can be helpful for you. Body doubling is very helpful for those of us who have ADHD, right? So that would be like me sitting here trying to get work done in the kitchen, but I'm out of my medications, right? So I'm out of my meds, and I called every doctor in Los Angeles, and nobody can find me Vyvanse or Adderall, right? So what I'll do is I'll call all my friends over, get all my friends in the city, and we'll bring our laptops, and we'll just go to work, right? We're going to work. I'm working here. They're working around me. And as I'm working, it's making all of us productive, right? That's body doubling. That can be helpful. And positive self-talk is also very important. It's huge with not only with ADHD, but with anything. So when you wake up, like I lose my keys like 10 times a week, right? Like it just happens. I have the tile, I have the where's my wallet, to find my iPhone, all that stuff. Because I know how I am, right? So when you lose your keys in the morning, right, and you're about to start your day, how do you talk to yourself? Do you say, oh, I'm so dumb, I did it again? Or do you say, all right, I can't find my keys right now, but we will find this shortly. Everything will work out for me today. I'll have a good day. And I'm prepared for whatever's coming my way, right? We have to talk to ourselves in a nice way. It sounds almost childlike. Like this is what you tell kids. Like, you tell kids, oh, you have to be nice to other people and you have to talk to yourself in a positive way. But that's really how we should talk to ourselves, right? I think the kids have it figured out. Like we're adults, but we still talk to ourselves in bad ways. Like you wouldn't accept a friend who talks to you, in a bad manner. Like anybody who talks to me with disrespect is no longer my friend. So why do I allow the disrespect to myself? So that's something to think about. And if you can do these things, these hacks, in addition to taking the medications that your doctors prescribe for you, you're going to be rolling. You're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to be more productive, whatever that means for you, and you'll be in a better position to help out other people. That's one thing I've learned about those of us with ADHD, right? Or those of us who are neurodivergent. We want to help out everybody else but ourselves, right? Because I like to do it. I like to help out everybody but myself. And I spoke to a friend about this. I won't get too off topic, but I spoke to a friend about this, about how, like for me, for example, right? I think I'm pretty good at my job, and I think I can be outstanding in my job. I can be perfect while kind of neglecting my self-care. Like I could be behind on things that I have to do for myself. I can still be outstanding in my job. So if I can apply that same type of tenacity and that, efficiency to my life, my self-care could improve and you'll feel so much better about yourself. All right, let me get to some of these questions. Speak positive. Yeah, Brittany. That's what you gotta do. I like the way you spell your last name, Beverly. I've never seen it before. That's cool. And Natalie says, I'm just learning to eat breakfast. It says in my info that it's good to take medication with or just after food. I can't believe I have to talk to myself about learning to eat a meal. So, Natalie, yes, this is something that anytime you get prescribed medication from your doctor, you need to talk to your doctor about food, because some meds, it just depends on what it is. Some meds, some mood stabilizers and antipsychotics like Seroquel will make your appetite go up, through the roof. Seroquel, Zyprexa, things like that, but they'll also make you sleepy. With the ADHD medications, once you take them, it kind of stifles your appetite. So I always tell my patients, I'm like, hey, eat your high protein breakfast and then take your meds. Because if you take your meds and then an hour later it's time to eat, you're like, I'm not hungry, right? So, we got to learn these tips and tricks, and we do our best along the way. I don't have the energy to eat or cook until late in the day. Angel, I know what you mean. I used to be one of those people. For some reason, I didn't like to eat breakfast, but whatever is the first meal of the day for you, it might not be breakfast, it might be like a brunch or something like that. But if we can get some type of energy into our bodies, it's going to help you out. Gut health, heal your body. Yeah. Gut health is important. We're going to see this. Anytime I say things like, oh, we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about that, I like that because it means that we'll never run out of topics to talk about. Gut health is very important. When you talk about serotonin, that's produced in the brain but stored in the gut. So gut health, very important. The podcast Science versus the episode, I don't know, I highly recommend it. I gotta check that out. Leilani, that's it. Affirmations and exercise. Affirmations and exercise. Affirmations and exercise. Jacqueline says, I'm still here, just working while y'all talk. That's great. You're using the tips as we do the live stream, right? The body doubling, And Amber says, yes, me too. My whole house is clean. It feels wonderful. A clean house is one of the best feelings of all time. Like when I was younger, like I could, I didn't care. Like I could be in the room dirty, my pants everywhere, underwear. I just wanted to play my video games. And I'm like, Mom, stop bothering me. And now that I'm older, I'm like, a clean house is the best feeling of all time. I wasn't able to get my 15 milligram extended release for months, but my provider was able to switch to rapid release recently because it was in stock. It was rough though not having it. I'm 33, a single mom. This is my last summer of college. I was really worried I wasn't going to make it to the end. All right, so Katrina, thank you for saying this. This right here, I gotta give you the love of the show first and foremost. This right here is what you call being crafty, right? This is what we call being crafty. And this is why I feel like prescribers, right? Prescribers, whether it's your primary care doctor, your psychiatrist, prescribers are, it's good for your prescriber to play video games, in my opinion, because they're crafty and they know how to mix and match and make things work, right? This is important because you're in your last term of college, right? And you're a single mom. You're in your last term of college and you're a single mom. You really need your medications right now because you've been taking them. So you going off your meds is going to make it more difficult to be a mom, which is already hard. And it's going to make it more difficult to finish up the last part of college. And you are the perfect example of the people who are, kind of like ADHD is an invisible condition. So nobody really sees the Adderall shortage, right? Or nobody sees how impactful the shortage is or how damaging it can be, right? They just think, oh, we're out of Adderall, we're going to fill it up at some point, right? But people like you can really struggle because you got kids to take care of, you got bills to pay, you got mouths to feed, you have classes to pass. Like life is not a joke to you, and you not getting your meds at this point can be very detrimental to not only you as a mother and as a parent, but also your academic career. So your doctor being able to make that little switch, right, to go from the rapid release, from the extended release to rapid release is brilliant. Like that's a brilliant thing. Sometimes you have to, you put in your because when you put in the meds, we have a little pharmacies. We can pull up the pharmacies from our computer, right? So you're just being crafty, looking, and you're like, all right, okay, so Adderall extended release, not there, cool. let's try instant release, and things like that. And normally, most providers will start you off with extended release anyway because it's kind of easier. Like you take one pill and you're able to function as an adult without having to go back and remind yourself, I gotta take another pill. And also, with the instant release Adderall, a lot of providers are kind of afraid to prescribe it right away because those meds have more street value. Like you can take that medication to a college campus and make some money off of it. So a lot of providers are kind of scared to start with the instant release. But not only I love to show for you for sharing, but also I love to show to your doctor or your provider or your prescriber who did this, because this is what's called being crafty and finding a solution when it looks like there is no solution. So I love this comment. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. I try to make an appointment, but psychiatrist receptionist office is absolutely awful. I'm not saying that the receptionist, that works for your doctor is awful, but some receptionists have been, I've had some experiences. Let's just say that. The only thing that has been working for me lately has been taking. Is that Viscera? Like for anxiety? I'm not sure. It was rough. Katrina, Katrina, I know it was rough. I know it was rough. And I give you credit for sticking through it. Congratulations. And Rome says, helping yourself is like climbing Mount Everest, but when you actually do it, it feels so good and worth the effort. So let me talk about this for a second. Self-care is really difficult, y'all. Self-care is really difficult. Nobody talks about that, but self-care is super hard. Like taking care of yourself as an adult is difficult. Like it's not easy at all. And that's why, like the older I get, I realize that being an adult is no joke. You have to take care of yourself. You got to pay your bills. You have to look out for your loved ones. And, it's so easy for your self-care to just slip away. And before you know it, it's been a while since you took a shower, brushed your teeth, got some new clothes, So, yeah, I agree with this. Helping yourself is like climbing Mount Everest, But when you do it, it's worth it. When you do it, it's worth it. Jesse Jenkins, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And Lysandra, that's how I was as a teenager. Like I had underwear everywhere. I just didn't care, But I think that's just being a teenage boy. Like underwear everywhere. My mom would come in there and she'd like grab one and be like, "This has stains on it," and I'm like, "Okay." I think when I started having girlfriends, that's when I started to like take care of myself and shower and all that stuff. But I was a dirty kid for sure. That says, y'all, we are in a group of ADHD folks. We will never run out of topics to talk about. I agree. Say said, so happy to see you live. Really enjoy seeing you. You help me give me hope. Thank you. Sydney, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody in this live stream. I just like being able to do this. It's really cool for me to be able to be in this live stream and to connect with y'all. Like it's all about connection. Followers is cool, but it's all about connection. So thank you so much to you all. I really appreciate it. Meal prepping breakfast. Yeah. That's another hack right there. I give my son to eat a big protein breakfast because he doesn't tend to eat during the day, and then he'll be super hungry at night. Ooh. We'll talk about that. I allow him to eat as much as he wants so he doesn't lose too much weight. Okay. But I do think it's important to eat that. Get the protein in the morning. And also, sometimes we forget to eat and drink throughout the day. That's why we have the water break on this live stream. But we forget to do that, right? To eat and drink throughout the day. So one thing I tell people to do is sometimes maybe just keep like a yogurt nearby or something, because when I was in college and I first started taking ADHD medications, I would go hours without eating. Like I must have lost like 7 pounds that first month, because it didn't occur to me to eat because I had no appetite. So I'd get to the nighttime and I would just kill some Waffle House. Like you would thought that I was sponsored by Waffle House. Like I would go and I would get I'll give me Texas bacon patty melt, 2 orders of hash browns, Dyson covered. I get the cheese over it. I make sure that they melt the cheese on top of it. And then I give me a lemonade, and then I get a peanut butter waffle. You know, and then I go home to sleep after working the double shift at the psych hospital, and I do it all over again. And that wasn't. I love Waffle House, but that was not. I was not healthy for me. Yeah, I miss Waffle House too. Brittany, I don't know where you live, but I miss Waffle House. Man, I miss Waffle House. Mickey, Vicky. I miss it. I miss it. Oh, it's time for the water break. So go ahead and use the comment section to drop the magic word in here. Put the magic word in here. Love your videos all the way from Ireland. Stacey, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I would love to come there one day. I appreciate you. Thank you. Self-care and self-love are by far the hard. Ooh. I think it's hard for anybody, but as a stay-at-home mom, I can see how that can be difficult, Ilani. We're gonna have the talk about CBD and cannabis and everything. But we gotta have the talk. We gotta have the talk. I live in Utah now. Oh yeah. There's no Waffle House on the West Coast. We're just screwed. We're screwed. Cheers. Cheers is the magic word. Big cheers. Big cheers. I gotta get some. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm actually out of water. So I'm gonna go to Whole Foods at some point today and get a whole lot of water because I'm out of water. But we gotta improvise. Let's see what we can get. I'm out of water. All right. I'm out of water, so I'm gonna do the water break with some milk. I'm gonna get some milk. How about we get some milk? Let's do that. This is the milk that I like to drink. You know, this is no brand deal, no promo. This is just the milk that I like to drink, and you know, if anybody cares to see it, organic milk. And the thing that stands out on this for me is the omega-3 helps to support brain health. There's been a lot of studies for those of us who have ADHD. Omega-3 is really good for us for focus. So, you know, not medical advice. I'm just talking to y'all, you know, as a friend. But this is just what I do. And Natalie, you're right. It's still liquid, which is a bonus. You have water in your faucet. Listen, I thought about that, and I was like, nah. I thought about it though. You know, so I'm gonna get some milk for the water break. There we go. All right, y'all. Magic word. You ready? Big cheers. Ooh, I did a brand deal for Got Milk, and it was cool because I remember watching the commercials where Michael Jordan would have the milk and the mustache, and I wanted to be like Michael Jordan as a kid. I forgot my water home. All right, hey, it's all good. I'll make sure you get water today. So, Leilani, let's just get some water today. There's Waffle House in Denver, actually. I did not know that. So I'll have to fly to Denver just to get some Waffle House. Send you water from Portland, Oregon. We have the best water from the tap. Okay, I'm gonna have to go out there and see what's up. Big cheers. You can get a faucet water filter. Yeah. Okay, that's good right there. It's still liquid, which is a bonus. Yeah, propel water. Like you can be right. And once again, whether it's not having milk at the house or not having tissue paper, I've actually gone periods of time at the house where I have not had tissue paper. And the running joke that I have with me and all my gym buddies is that if once let's say I start to date again, if I'm dating, you're not going to bring a young lady to the house and not have tissue paper. But when you're taking a break from dating, you forget to have some of those essentials. So there's been times where I've had to roll around with just paper towels. And paper towels work just fine for just about everything, but there's a reason why we need tissue paper. Um, you need a cup of water. Oh yeah, I need a cup of water for sure. I need a cup of water for sure. Steph is new here. Steph, what's up? What's up? How are you doing? All right, okay. And the third thing that we can do is right here. Lean into coping strategies and what has already worked. So Katrina said, I started buying at Costco, even though just me and my one kid last forever. I don't think about it for a while. Yes, so Katrina, I'm gonna have to do that. I hate shopping. I hate shopping. Even I hate shopping with just anything in life because it's like I'm trying to figure out what aisle to go to, what to buy. It's overwhelming. I just hate shopping. So I may have to just bulk shop and do it at Costco. I'm gonna have to do that. Stephanie, I'm happy that you're here. I hope you enjoy the live stream, and welcome to the community. Let me see. And yeah, so if you are out of your ADHD medications, right, or even for the people who are out of Ozempic or whatever medication is, you're out of, you can lean into coping strategies and what's already worked, right? So everybody has certain things that have worked for them when it comes to managing their mental health, right? We all have different things that work. Now we have some coping strategies that are not helpful. We have some things that are not healthy, right? We're gonna try and stay away from that, right? But we have some things that have worked, right? Like maybe to take your melatonin at night and get a good night's worth of sleep. That's gonna help you be more focused for sure. Avoiding things that are harmful to you. If you've had issue alcohol, and or marijuana or something like that, and hasn't been beneficial to your mental health, you could avoid that, right? Because when you avoided it in the past, you're able to do better, right? So pattern recognition and figuring out, like, of course, we have mental health tips and tricks and hacks that I post about online. But what has worked for you, like specifically you, like what's worked for Lysandra, what's worked for Stephanie, what's worked for Katrina, what's worked for Brittany, what's worked for Nicole, right? Like what's worked for you specifically. Pattern recognition is going to be so helpful with that. Grocery shopping with curbside pickup is the way to go. Saves me so much time, money, and forgotten items. So Nicole, I like this too. As let's say, forget the meds, right? Whether you have your meds or whether you don't have your meds, right? Grocery shopping with curbside pickup saves you a lot of time, right? And I'm the type of person, because I'm not good with time, right? I have that time blindness thing where I forget what time it is, and time will just escape me, So I'm always looking for the most efficient way to do things, So if you know that you can do grocery shopping or curbside pickup and it's going to save you 20 minutes, boom. That 20 minutes may have saved you an hour because you may have gone inside of Walmart and you have to go pick up a few items and you get distracted and you're just all over the place, right? Or it's a Target or CVS or wherever you're at trying to get all these items, right? So pattern recognition is very, very helpful. Katrina says, listen to podcasts while I do physical tasks. Really helps. I don't know why. So Katrina, I don't know if it's important to figure out why. Like, do you need to know why? Now it's probably the body doubling, but maybe we don't know why. But maybe Katrina, you just tell yourself, all right, whenever I do a podcast, whenever I listen to a podcast while doing something physical, it helps. And you tell yourself, all right, cool. The next time I have something physical to do, I'm gonna listen to a podcast or cut on a live stream, and it'll make me feel like I have a person around me, and then I'm productive, and I'm getting from point A to point B. And Bree says, I love shopping, especially Costco. I can wander around for hours. All right, so Brittany, if you love shopping, then, teamwork. Maybe you have a partner or a spouse or maybe some friends who hate shopping. And you can say, oh, I love shopping. I'll go shopping. Let me know what, you need me to pick up. Grocery shop. Okay, so I clicked that already. And Luna, that 20 minutes will save you a lot of money, yes. Because like I'll go in the store and I won't need something, and I'll just start buying things because I'm like, I feel like I need more detergent, and I get home and I have like 18 detergents and no tissue paper. I'm like, all right, okay, I don't need detergent, but for some reason when I see it, I'm like, I should pick this up. Work environment is everything for me. Really, all environments need to fit. I won't go to most gyms unless they check the boxes for me and wanting to be there. If my work environment is oppressive or just uncomfortable, I hit the end of my bandwidth. And this is good. If you understand this, Nicole, you will not put yourself in positions where you're uncomfortable. and or unproductive. This is really important. Pattern recognition. Don't put yourself in an environment where you can't be productive. Music helps me be more productive. I'm the same way too. Music and Golden Girls helps me daily. That's a good show. That's a good show. Same. I don't like complete silence. Often I'll have a podcast playing in the background. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I got to get to a couple of emails shortly here, but once the live stream is over, I'm gonna cut on like something, anything. Maybe music, or I might cut on ESPN. Like I'd rather listen to them talk about another team's football draft, even if they're not talking about my team. I just want background noise, right? I need a body double to force myself to go to the gym. Yeah, Katrina, a lot of people who pay for trainers are really paying for the body doubling aspect. Like some people who have trainers know what to do, you know. Same thing. Yeah. Travis is supreme for us ladies. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I was lucky and able to switch medications when pharmacies didn't have my other one. So listen, thank you for sharing. Sometimes it's that simple. We're out of meds, we can just switch. And when it happens like that, that's perfect. That's exactly what I do. I work at a pastry shop, and my boss sends me to do all the shopping. All right, see, so like it's funny how like I don't think I've seen you in the live stream before, Brittany, but I figured that out. I'm like, all right, you love to shop. Like that's a skill. Not a lot of people like to shop. So you like to shop. So how do we use this skill to benefit the company or to benefit the greater good? The amount of things I have to it because I lost the first one, so I have to buy a new one only to find the first one. Definitely, this is my life. I have a whole lot of AirPods, but some of them is just the left AirPod. So I have like 3 left AirPods and 1 right. And you got a mix and match. Andrew, what's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? I can't listen to anything while I do mental tasks like homework. It's too distracting. That's why I struggled in school as a kid. So it's even though I'm the same way, I can listen to about everything, anything while I'm doing something. But if I'm reading, it's hard to listen to Lil Baby playing on the speaker and I have ESPN's playing. The Lakers are talking and all this stuff, and I'm trying to read something. So it does depend. Maybe she won't allow me to say. Aisha, same here. Bargain shopping is the best. If there's a bargain, I might go. Tax-free weekend or something like that. All right, I'll go bulk shop. All right, let me ask this question and then yes. Okay. All right. Let me answer this question and then I'll hop on the live stream. But that's a really good question by Jackie. What's the best advice to keep a good routine when it comes to weekends? I try to make a routine list, but a lot of the time it's a struggle to keep up. Weekdays are different due to work. All right, so Jacqueline, this is one thing that I learned when I left my traditional job 2020 in Virginia, right? When I was done with forensic psychiatry and I moved to California, and I said I'm going to do social media and help people online and do things this way. It was really difficult because I had no routine anymore. It was actually not good for my mental health. Like I had no routine, and it was up to me to create a schedule for myself. It was very difficult. But if you have a routine Monday through Friday because of work, it's actually a good thing because you have to be in a certain spot at a certain time, so you're going to be there. But on the weekends, you don't have to, right? A couple of things we can do here. So you might need the weekends to rest and recharge. That's good. If you normally wake up at 7 o'clock or 6:30 for work, and you don't have work on the weekends, maybe you can wake up at 8:30, 9, 9:30. But I wouldn't try and do the whole thing where you sleep in, like you stay up till 4 or 5 a.m. watching movies, and then you wake up at 2 p.m. on the weekends. It's gonna be unless you have a job that makes you flip your schedule like that. But it's gonna be very difficult to do that, and then for Monday morning you're gonna try and flip your schedule back again to get ready for work. So the closest that you can keep your weekend schedule to your weekday schedule, that could be very helpful. And then you can do just something productive on the weekend. So, but make sure you enjoy it, because we're not gonna torture ourselves on the weekend and go back to work and not be fulfilled. So do something enjoyable on the weekends, and then go back home and sleep, and then do what you have to do. But I wouldn't try and just try and deviate too much from the Monday through Friday routine, because you'll have a great Saturday and a great Sunday, But that Monday is going to be hell trying to get back on track. Thank God for Amazon and grocery delivery. Yeah, and Instacart. Somebody mentioned that a bit earlier. And yes, ADHD and autism, I think that they're first cousins. I think that ADHD and autism are like first cousins. Like think about the cousin that you have every Thanksgiving that comes over, and then the moment you see them, you're like, all right, it's time for us to get into some trouble together. We're gonna get into trouble. We're gonna go around and we're gonna play ding dong dish. We're gonna go eat the food before it's ready. That cousin, your favorite cousin. ADHD and autism are like that. Those cousins who are locked in. There's a lot of similarities. My husband almost bought new AirPods because he dropped one on the plane and freaked out. I did this. I bought new AirPods and I dropped one on the plane, and then I was too embarrassed to ask the flight attendant to help me out. So I just said I'm going to buy another one. I told about the chirping sound it'll make while pinging, and he didn't believe me. Damn, I wish somebody told me that. I bought like a brand new set of AirPods because I was too embarrassed to ask the flight attendant lady to help me out. It didn't make any sense. Didn't make any sense. For me, sticking to a routine is so hard. I saw a routine and do it for a few weeks and then stop. I have to start over again. Yeah. But keep in mind, even if you break with your routine, be nice to yourself. We're going to get back on track sooner than later. I was in Williamsburg, Virginia. Williamsburg, Virginia, and I worked in Williamsburg as well. I worked at Eastern State Hospital, the oldest psych hospital in the United States. I'm very proud to say that, and I miss all the time. I miss my coworkers, and I miss my patients. I miss the social work, and I miss everything about the hospital. We did our best to help those patients out, and I hope those patients are doing great. I feel anxiety. Anxiety, ADHD are cousins too. Yeah. Anxiety and ADHD are cousins too. Actually, anxiety and ADHD are probably like siblings, probably. And ADHD and depression are also siblings too. And then ADHD and autism are like first cousins. Like your favorite cousin. Now you know. Now I know. I wish I knew earlier. Wow, that sucks. I kept dropping AirPods into people's toes. So now I just buy cheap ones. So this is something that a lot of neurodivergent people do, especially those of us with ADHD. I know that I can't keep white clean. So you'll see me with these scrubs. These are my favorite scrubs because they're Tennessee Titans blue, like my favorite team, favorite color, right? Navy blue. So I love these scrubs, but I don't really have a lot of like white clothes or gray clothes because I was the kid in fifth grade. My mom would have to make me eat with that little thing right here because I couldn't keep my clothes clean. So yeah, I know what you mean. Like pattern recognition. If we know that we keep like losing things, let's stop buying expensive things. I don't like to buy expensive things. I hate buying expensive. I want everything to be cheap and generic and just cheap. Honestly, just cheap because I lose things too often. Nicole, I appreciate you. When I was younger, they thought I had ADHD but have anxiety. Yeah, so a lot of times doctors like we don't know, at least not off the bat. Facts. Yeah. And Elena, I'm happy you caught this one. A bit of an odd time, like 2.5 hours later than we do the Monday morning streams. But I'm happy that you caught the live stream. Chloe, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. But also, I'm sure there's a lot of work that you did yourself, to keep yourself alive and to keep yourself moving in the right direction. So I appreciate you. Thank you for your attention, Chloe. And, whatever you've been through, I'm sure you have a story. Whatever you've been through, don't forget that your story can help other people out. So I'm extremely proud of you. It's my first time seeing you on here, but I'm extremely proud of you. And Nicole, we do these 3 times a week, actually. And for a period of time, I was a little sad because my schedule was getting so busy, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to live stream. I was already like freaking out, but no, we're back on track. So Mondays at 6 a.m. California time, 9 o'clock on the East Coast, not in the morning. Tuesdays at 9 o'clock p.m. and Thursdays at 9 o'clock p.m. is when I'll be on the live stream. So I might keep this computer in the kitchen because I kind of like this vibe. And like everything is like set up really easy for me. So all I have to do is just come here and just start the live stream, because I know that I get spaced out easily and there's so much for me to do. I get behind on stuff. So I might just keep it here. I like this vibe, Somehow I always wear a white shirt. That's me, but my white shirts always had like orange stains on them. Like it was never like a full white shirt. Jacqueline, I appreciate you. Yeah, and I'll be looking forward to seeing y'all tomorrow night as well. Not working. Well, Lysandra, go back and let your doctor know. We have a lot of options. Money management is hard for me. Spending on not needs, but trying to convince myself. Mary Lou, same here. That's why I keep people around to tell me, Kojo, don't spend this, don't buy that. You don't have the money for this. Okay, you can buy that. Thank you for reminding me that I've actually got my pattern recognition figured out. We're so hard on ourselves that we don't always see our successes. Between environment and losing things, I love jewelry, but I don't buy expensive jewelry for this reason. I'm not as lost as these symptoms make us feel. I was reading that fast, but Nicole, I feel you on that, right? We have to just recognize patterns, and we are who we are, and we do what we do, and we just can do the best that we can, right? And I can relate on not buying expensive things. I always like everything I wear is like it's fake. It's fake. It's cheap. It's here to make me look good or whatever. But it's fake and it's cheap because if I lose it, then I'll feel that bad about myself. This is the schedule right here. So Facebook Live schedule: breakfast with Dr. Kojo every Monday at 6 a.m. PST, 9 o'clock a.m. EST. Late Night Dr. Kojo every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. PST. Yeah, that's it. That's the schedule right there. And on the Discord server, please join the Discord. Leilani, can you drop the Discord link in here? This is the community that we have to keep in touch with each other. I have to be more active on Discord. I've been hella busy, but I got to be more active on there. And when we change up the times of the live streams, we normally announce that on the Discord. So that's probably the best way to keep up with when we switch things, this, that, and the third. Because of that, I wear a lot of black. Yeah. Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah. Like I didn't realize this until somebody pointed out in high school that I wear a lot of black and a lot of navy blue. I think the kids thought that I was like a goth kid or something like that. I'm not goth. I'm not anti-goth or anything like that. I just can't keep my clothes clean, so I gotta wear the darker colors. All right, the link is right here. All right, so this has been a great live stream, almost an hour. I had fun today. The engagement is what keeps us going here. I really enjoyed getting to be in the live stream with you all. Thank you so much for your attention, and I can't wait for the next live stream in a day tomorrow night. And congratulations, Ricky. I think you said something about DBT. You had a comment that I wanted to highlight. 10 months self-harm free. DBT is hard, but so worth it. I love the show to you right there. And I'm going to figure out how to talk more about self-harm, online, without make sure I'm doing it properly, not triggering or anything like that. But congratulations to you. So I will see you all tomorrow on the live stream. And I'll also do my best to figure out how to do some surprise live streams. Just pop in and just start streaming. All right. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. All right. See you all tomorrow. Love y'all.